BeastNet podcast, sponsored in part by James Safety Services, OCR Buddy, and supported by the fitness community. Here we discuss all things fitness related, running, rucking, mental health and preparedness, and of course, obstacle course racing. Welcome to the BeastNet.
Hey everybody, it's Mike here with BeastNet, and on this episode we got everybody. We brought them all, so we brought everybody in. Don's wearing a mask, which we're all thankful for because we're on video that you guys can't see unless you're on the YouTube channel, which Don has created along the way. So I'm not sure how this is really going to go because really I just host occasionally and Don does everything now because, well, that's how it works. So how is everybody? I mean, we've got Lisa. Lisa Ann is our newest host. Who honestly probably does more than any of us at the moment because she kind of stepped in and went, boots on the ground, going for it. Me and Kyle were like, cool, break, we're out.
I mean, considering I've been on break for what, like 6 months?
Yeah, no, I think you did one episode in 6 months. That's one. I mean, we can't fire you.
That's one.
So,
now, my hiatus,
can't fire you yet.
Yeah, my hiatus has been fun, to say the least. But yeah, I should be making my comeback here pretty soon. So
cool. Yes, his hiatus has been long and distinguished, which is the only thing that's long and distinguished.
I'm sure that. I mean,
oh yeah. For your video users, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then of course, we got Kyle, obviously, and then Dawn, who is really the background and the background of the show. I mean, the backbone of the show.
There we go.
There we go. That's the word I was looking for. But he does all the background stuff. Don does all the stuff, getting the shirts, doing all the stuff that we do with More Hearts and Scars, setting stuff up with them, all the flags, which I have one. It's just in the garage where I haven't set everything up yet. There's Lisa's got hers in the back. So he does all that background stuff. So that's kind of everyone here. A quick introduction for people who don't listen all the time. But yeah, so everyone, let's kind of, I don't know how we want to do this from there. I did the quick introductions. So if you don't know who I am, well, lucky you. But I started BeastNet 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
3 years ago Saturday was the first episode.
3 years ago Saturday, so was the first episode. So this was an idea that I'd kind of come up with some other people. We talked about doing it, but it was something that I went forward with and did a lot on my own for the first year or so, and then brought Dawn in to help me because honestly, I was ready to quit. I was done. I didn't want to do anything. I wasn't getting any help, and I was putting out an episode a week by myself, doing all the editing, which if you listen to the first couple episodes, the first year or so, there wasn't much. But I recorded everything, did everything on my own. And like I said, I was ready to give up and walk away. And then Don stepped in and he kind of took over and I took a back seat and kind of let him do his thing. So he took us from one episode a week to, I don't know, what are we at, 2 or 3?
It all depends on the week. Scheduled right now because of COVID, we're technically running 1 minimum and specials. So like the OCR Strong, the Silver Spartans, the Canadian episodes, which actually have their own podcast channel now.
Which we actually don't even have on here. We do have another branch, a Canadian branch with a couple wacko Canadians up there, Chris, Charity and Ryan, who Charity is my emotional Canadian friend. So
and of course there's Ugly Dave.
So Charity is my emotional Canadian.
We're branch B and they're branch A.
Because they're the better branch. And because they say a lot. But so really, if anybody else wants to step in here, I just don't like quiet, so I'm gonna keep talking until somebody else talks. So that's everyone's clue to talk.
So guys, I remember a year ago.
Take off the mask. I can't hear you. Your mumbling's annoying me.
Mumbler.
Sounds like you got something in your mouth, huh?
All of a sudden, just you're mumbling.
Yeah. No, a year ago, Mike, Kyle, and I were on the 2-year anniversary episode. And we sat and we talked about all the awesome, great things we're going to do this year. We hammered out some great ideas. We're going to travel. We're going to go all around the world and do something with this. And how many OCRs did you get out to this year, Kyle?
Big fat 0.
And then Lisa, you got
1.
all right. And Mike, you got what, 3? 3 OCRs. So when Mike and I sat down and looked at our travel plans for this year, I think we had a total of like 20, 25 races. We're going to go get tons of trifectas. We're going to go down to Dallas, knock out an ultra. And Kyle's like, yeah, I'm going to get my double trifecta this year. And Lisa's like, hey, I don't even know you guys. We're not talking yet. But but no, what ended up happening is COVID shut everything down. And you know, some of our friends that do podcasts and stuff, they basically shut down their podcasts because of COVID. And Mike kind of suggested, you know what? COVID sucks and it's killing everybody's mental health. Let's spend the next 3 to 6 months just talking about mental health. So instead of talking about OCRs, we completely retooled the whole thing. And all we did was talk about mental health. And that's kind of where we got hooked up with Zach and Erica and Joey from More Heart Than Scars. Erica, she's a life coach. She does a real good job from what her patients tell me.
She does a great job.
Yeah. Zach down at More Hearts Than Scars, they were featured on Returning the Favor at the beginning of the year. We had just a lot of good things going as a podcast. We had our first episode reach 10,000 people through Facebook, and it looked like things were going great when we started doing all this, and then COVID just kept dragging on, and oh my God, it's November and it's still dragging on. Luckily there's a couple of things that happened and we got to do a couple of races, but everything we had planned for the podcast this year just went to the wayside. I had planned to launch the BeastNet Cares 5K program where we're going to start making some donations and doing some great things. And I've shared some of the designs with the BeastNet team on Facebook and kind of showed them what we're doing. And we launched the website. Shortly after this airs, you should be able to find us on the Legendborn website for your new OCR jerseys, which I don't even think I told Kyle that, but
No, I think I caught it somewhere because I know that we had talked about it before with when we were, I guess when we were coming out of our first phase where BeastNet originally had started. I remember we had made some sort of conversation about going over and transitioning over to Legendborn. And I wasn't aware that it actually had come to fruition, mainly because I admittedly, I have been very out of communication with the BeastNet team, except, every once in a while talking to Mike. Don texts me every once in a while, but I'm horrible at responding to texts because I'm either busy with the kids or I'm just like exhausted from overtime at work.
I get him on my other show all the time.
I wouldn't say all the time. It's very hit or miss. And I'm actually fortunate to have been on at least a couple of those. My wife is very gracious in allowing me time away from the house. She does a really good job stepping up to watch both of our rambunctious kids while I take the time to go to Mike's for a show or two. So,
a couple other things. We got the Legendborn thing going. I need to send a shout out thanks to Julie Wolf from Addicts Graphics. That's the person that's working on our designs. You may have noticed some new stickers coming out and some other stuff that are going to be available on our website. But there's a lot of stuff going on that side of things. And Mike's making some great faces. I love it. But 2020 also saw the BeastNet training grounds move. We had to go and tear everything down. Yeah, it almost burnt down. Yep. But no, we had to move the training grounds, and we moved from having an awesome park where we could do all of our miles and everything was set up and built and great. And now we've been exploring.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I've actually found a pretty good trail, or a pretty good path. For a half marathon, it gives like 1,700 feet elevation gain, mainly because I go up and down a hill like a lunatic. So, yeah, so I mean, I've found some paths that have, you know, good sidewalk, good, shoulder coverage, so we're not running in the street. So I found one that I really liked, but I didn't like the fact that you do a lot of white line running. So you take your life in your hands while you're dodging cars. So God's a whole new obstacle. Dodge a car.
I figured that was coming.
But yeah, no, that's really cool because you know that hill that you love, that might be part of my Northwest Machete Madness plan. BeastNet's hosting a in-person version of the virtual for Machete. Victor Carrillo is putting on an event with some of the coolest looking medals.
Yeah.
That
Mine's
you'll find a what?
mine's in the other room.
No, you already got yours.
Yeah.
Man,
Go
he ships
ahead,
fast.
see it.
I had it the next day. I paid for it and I had it the next day.
Why don't you go grab it and show it off?
Yeah, I want to see it.
But the Machete Madness, if anybody who doesn't know who they are, Victor just one day was like, hey, I'm going to go work out. And if you want to show up and work out, work out. And he worked out for like 14 hours straight with just all sorts of people coming and going. And that was where Machete Madness came from. And they've done events all up and down the West Coast. And, this event, I'm hoping that we can draw in for the in-person version of the virtual, draw in a bunch of friends and maybe get enough to where we can get Victor and the guys from Machete up here to host an event again. It's been 2 years or 3 years since they were up here. And it'd be cool to have them back up here.
Yeah, that is.
Which one is that? Is that the 4 hour?
4 hour. The 5K and the 10K ones, I think they spin.
I know the kids
4
does. I wanted to order the kids one just because it spins.
Yeah, I love that. Never give up. I know it's upside down. Damn it. There we go. Now it's back. But not back.
At least it's not backwards. You
No,
checked.
no.
But
When did you say that was, Don?
What?
When did you say that was?
14.
November 14th.
November 14th. Hmm.
So, and I think because I've been doing a lot of the battle miles. That's why I did the stupid 30-mile thing a couple weeks ago. 30 miles with 10 push-ups, 10 burpees, and 10 air squats every mile. It was amazing. Not really. No, it wasn't. But
Sounds like you're dead by mile 4.
yeah. So I think one of their challenges is you have to do a half marathon with burpee or sandbag burpees that I think I'm going to do along with that 4 hours. So me and Brian Case will be there. So because
Yeah, for the event, I haven't said what we're doing to make it crazy up here. Mike and I have bounced some ideas, and I probably need to bounce some off Brian to see what else we can do to make it a little more intense. Because
Brian has some pretty cool stuff that he can bring that makes things intense. So he knows how to do that. Brian Case is really good about that. So
yeah, the thing about a Machete Madness is we don't want to just go out and run for 4 hours. We want to make it memorable.
Yeah.
Lisa's like running around and changing her hair and doing all sorts of weird stuff. How you doing, Lisa? We haven't talked to you at all.
I talked a whole lot to Lisa. We've been doing all the crazy stuff, and I mentioned her in the beginning, but
I had to plug my computer in because the battery's
You had
about
to
to
do what?
die. Plug the computer in. I'm doing okay. I'm just out here in the peninsula surviving.
yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm doing good. It's not much is going on my part. Working, doing podcasts whenever Don schedules me, when he works around my crazy schedule. But yeah, I'm doing good.
Your crazy schedule isn't that bad. Wait till you hear what I do all the time. Most of the time you ask me questions and I'm like, sure. I'm available sometime this week.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, when do you want to record? Oh, look, it's a picture of peanut butter.
Pretty much. His response is usually better than mine because usually I just ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's funny. What did I do to remind everybody about today's recording? I just sent you a GIF of peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we all love Mike and his peanut butter. I don't know why, but when I'm out on an ultra, I'll be eating peanut butter and gummy bears. So whatever.
Well, I think that's part of my problem is because on this diet, I don't eat peanut butter anymore. And I miss my damn peanut butter. I miss my peanut butter toast.
What about almond butter toast?
Almond butter toast, almond butter is almost as sugary as peanut butter, dude. It's not that much
Go
better.
grind your own at Winco.
Still not that good.
Okay. But
Are you a peanut butter snob or something? Like,
no, it's just on my diet. I'm not supposed to have, a lot of sugars and stuff like that. And most nuts have a lot of sugar in them.
Mike's not into nuts.
Just yours, big guy.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
So I mean,
this wasn't going to be completely PG, dude.
Yeah, these ones I usually end up putting explicit lyrics on these ones. Speaking of, we're gonna have a new intro song here soon, aren't we, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm spinning some ideas up in here. You kind of caught me at I'm actually like resetting my computer, all of my studio stuff in the garage because we made room for when my parents came up to visit. So I tore down all my studio stuff from the spare room. And now I'm putting it in the garage. I'm almost done with it. And, but I've got some ideas that I've been working with up here. Hopefully I should be able to get into recording it within the next couple of weeks, and hopefully within like a month or so, we can have something going. So yeah, once I actually get the computer stuff set up, the only thing I really have left to do is I've got to move a little bit of stuff around in the garage, and then actually finish completing my desk that I'm putting everything on. And once that's done, I should be able to hook everything back up and get into my interface and record some stuff. So.
All right, and now we're going to take a quick pause so we can hear from our sponsors.
Does your business need first aid, AED, OSHA, flagging, or other safety training? James Safety Services is your one-stop shop. Find them on Facebook today at James Safety Services WA and ask for a quote on hosting your training needs.
And we're back.
That's awesome, because right now we're using a bunch of free music out there, and one of these days somebody's going to be like, "Oh, I don't want you to have it anymore. It's not free," and we'll have to start over again. So it'd be cool to have our own, and then you can hear it only in our places, right?
Yep.
Sure. Or you do what I do and record from a studio that's
paying the
already
rights,
paid for the rights, so I can play whatever the hell I want on my other show.
That is quite possible.
I don't know. I'll have to ask Big D on Sunday when I'm recording the other one, Rabbit Hole, and ask him what he pays for those rights.
Yeah, that's a good question. How many shows do you have, Mike?
Me?
Yeah.
4? Yeah. Four.
4.5, because you're always doing the other ones with Calvin.
Yeah, with Cabin. There's no L in his Cabin. Yeah, which those are just comedy shows every 2 weeks that I'm a commentator and I make bad jokes. Kind of what I do here. But yeah.
Except for the commentator.
Yeah. So
yeah,
no, I have a Re-Nerdish, which I've been doing with Matt Gingrich for almost 5 years now. Which was the first show I was ever on. Then I started BeastNet after that. I do Love and Hate Radio on NWCZ with my son Benton, or Beej as he is on the radio. And then Down the Rabbit Hole Sunday nights on NWCZ radio. So, but all those, this is the only one I'm Mike James. All the other ones I go by a whole another alias because, well, he's a dick.
Yep.
He's a lot less.
Brandon Valentine and Ball Peen.
Yeah, Brandon Valentine's a lot less PC than I am. So.
Yeah. Same with Ball Peen.
Yes, Ball Peen is. So. Beach Valentine, but yeah. Well, he was Hammer, and everyone has a different. I don't know why. Every time someone's on Lemon Hay,
You have to have a different pseudonym for each show, except for him.
started calling him Ball Peen.
Yeah, that idea actually came from Beach, because
Yep.
he was like, well, you're Hammer on the other show. What are we going to call you here? And I was like, I
And
don't
he just started calling him Ball Peen.
something Hammer related. And he's like, Peen. And it's just stuck ever since. So,
It's it's fun. And
Yeah.
really, like I said, that show's a lot of fun. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to what we do. We just
Nope.
turn on the thing, start recording, and say the stupid things that come out of our mouth. And a
Yep.
lot of the sound bites we have are Kyle. We have a lot of stupid stuff that Kyle says that we just use as sound bites, and other people are like, "What?
yeah, Beach,
Why did he say that?"
Beach loves to just sit there and timestamp everything. And he's like, oh, that one's a good one.
Yep. And he'll save them for later, and then while we're recording, all of a sudden he'll play them. So
And
we
by
have
the time I do about 10 episodes with you, you won't even have to have me on the show.
with some sound bites.
You can just plug me in anywhere you want.
So, and we do have a lot of sound bites. I mean, it's just we have fun with it. Beach sits there and he does sound bites behind the desk. It's a lot more like a typical radio show. So because it really is, it's on an internet radio station. So, and then we put it as podcast after it. And then Rabbit
say, do you
talk about crazy stuff.
Do you still have Claire Painter on the intro for your show?
No, actually, we completely redid the intro. The intro really now it's just like a regular radio show where instead of having a pre-recorded, Beach just starts playing music and then just starts talking and introduces everyone. So,
Yeah.
That was fun. I like that one. One that we can't play on this show.
yeah, which was funny because actually that was a soundbite of Claire Painter that I took from this show that I had to cut out. I had to bleep on this show, but I didn't have to bleep it on that one. So it was talking about doing bad things to hay bales. So. Yeah.
So what's the idea for 2021? Where are we going? Where are we taking this?
We're all going to Portland and storing cocaine.
And
I'd
then
rather
doing the Spartan night race.
I'd rather do the mushrooms. Thanks.
Yes.
Definitely a little bit after mushrooms it is.
Yep. Hey,
They say they're good for headaches. They're good for migraine.
let's hit the mushrooms and do a nice trail hike. Yeah.
Smoke some crack and go to Spartan.
No.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Magic mushrooms and the Bridge of the Gods run.
Oh, that
No, because then I'm going to think I can fly and bad things are going to happen.
Well, I think it only takes about 4 seconds to get from the bridge to the water. So,
I mean, honestly, Don, do you remember what happens with bridges and hallucinogenic?
I imagine it's
Only on
probably
motorcycles.
something like,
Yeah, only on a motorcycle. You think your feet are on fire, and I'm trying to ride across this Tacoma Narrows Bridge in a windstorm.
So I'm imagining that scene from Lost Boys where they're all hanging from the bridge. You know?
That sounds fun. I've done that.
Just let go.
I tried that once. It's not as fun as it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the train goes over, it shakes a lot.
That's
Coco Park, Brighton.
And I say there's actually a OCR over in Alberta that uses all natural and existing stuff, and that includes swinging from one to the next underneath trestles and bridges and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of it. I can't remember it now, but
I would really say I have enjoyed because everything else was canceled and the things that I could go to, I'm like, I'm going. And going down to Bend and doing those events with Tammy, with Rise Events, was so much fun. I mean, I got to shoot a gun in an OCR, a shotgun, and then an AR-15.
Pew pew.
yeah.
It was pretty.
No,
And then the other one with Jesse and Tatiana, that was a blast. Doing that with those two and being able to keep up with Jesse. I mean, he did yell at me to come on quite a bit, but I was close to keeping up with him. But that was huge for me. That was a huge thing. So, but they were great events, and it showed the evolution of OCR. It was so much different. The obstacles, everything else was so much different than everything else I've done. Grenade tosses, carrying your teammates. we all had to lay down in like, one of those, like whatever they use to carry somebody in battle. And then your other teammates had to pick you up and carry you and bring you back. And then we had to do that for every teammate. So it was really,
Field
I mean,
stretcher.
that's what Tatiana with, like, thank you
Yeah,
for
like a journey or something.
what it sucked. But but yeah, I mean, it was just seeing the difference in doing so many different things with OCR and the team aspect. And I mean, it's pretty cool. So if you get a chance to go, we definitely need to go as Team BeastNet, because especially next year, because Team BeastNet has to defend our title.
Yep. BeastNet and West Coast Obstacles won first place this year. And next year, we need to just have a straight Team BeastNet and maybe a Team West Coast Obstacles, get 2 more of the trainers to come down, and we can compete and see who's actually first place.
It was fun. I mean, it was a lot of fun. And I mean, it was a surprise, honestly. We crossed finish line, and when the guy looked at us and said, last team out, first team in. And we're like, what are you talking about? What? Yeah. So it was fun. It was a blast. And I mean, just the obstacles, I mean, even if we hadn't won, just knowing being able to do what we did, that was pretty cool. So
Yep. Back to Lisa's. Back to Lisa.
Depending on how things go with Run Amok and Pennies for Quarters, I'm not sure what the status is on that yet, but we should do the Sisu 24 as well as a BeastNet team.
the what?
Sisu.
Oh,
The 24-hour event.
That one this year.
Yep. Yeah, that one.
So
Put on by
I'm really
Tony.
hoping Run Amok goes. That's a good event. I really hope that goes. So
Yeah.
then Sisu definitely want to do that one as a team. We should definitely look into doing that one as a team. And
Yep.
And it's one of those things. It doesn't just have to be us 4. We can bring in. I talked to Tammy before this event, because originally there was supposed to be like 9 people going down with me, and then as the events go, people started not being able to go as we got closer, and it ended up just being the 3 of us. But we had Ryan Hedinger, who could have been on our team, but we didn't think about it. So I mean, we had talked about having 2 full teams of BeastNet, but like BeastNet Team 1 and Team 2. So when we get enough people, we could have multiples and just go for it and have a blast.
Heck yeah. Get the Canadians down here. We can have Team B and Team A.
Yeah, I'm on Team A.
Yeah, we just need to have Melissa come down with them, so we have 4 Canadians coming down.
4.
Well, you got Ugly Dave.
Oh yeah.
Then you got Charity and Ryan, and then you bring down Melissa Joyelle, and all of a sudden you got a full team again.
Yeah.
Melissa lives just up the street from Charity and Ryan, so it makes sense.
And then we got to look into too. I mean, we want to do Dallas if the Spartans go next year. I want to do the Dallas Ultra. So
Yep.
I think we should definitely do that as a team, but we got to make sure that we're ready for it. So it's gonna be interesting. This last weekend when I did the 30 miles with Brian, it really showed that distance with doing things in the middle of it it's tough. So I mean, I was only doing burpees and stuff like that every mile, but I mean, an obstacle every mile for 30 miles, and we got to make sure we can get done in the right amount of time. So
Yeah.
and we got to train, and I mean, I'm ready to train with all of you. So
I am going to suggest that everybody probably wants to register for it soon. Because of COVID, they've capped all of the races very, very low numbers for next year.
So and that's one thing.
It's like 1,000.
I have 11 free races right now from Spartan. So
I've got 3 that I haven't used yet.
I have 11.
I've got most of mine all spoken for.
Well, because everything I'd signed up for last year, the first couple races, like Vegas, Seattle, all of those, when they canceled them, they gave me free races as we're sorry. So I had all the races that I was already signed up for because I'd used all my races, and then I got extras on top of that. And Benton doesn't want to race next year, so I'm getting his 3 too. So yeah, I have 11.
Yeah. October 23rd, 2021. 22 spots left according to the thing, which means there's probably 150.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, I talked to people on the back end, and because of COVID, they are really limiting the heats and really limiting the number of signups for next year. And I'd say that for any race that anybody's thinking about signing up for, sign up early.
Yeah.
You just got to trust something's going to happen. I mean, even the ones that canceled and couldn't hold races, they figured out something. I mean, honestly, that Rugged Maniac pullover is probably the coolest thing I got last year.
Oh yeah, I'll be wearing it. I wear it when I go
mean,
run now when it's cold because it's just warm enough to heat you up a little bit, but not too hot while you're running. So
and the workout that went along with it was pretty stressful, so it was cool.
yeah,
I have to
Um,
say the Dallas the venue is it's pretty amazing, and the course is fairly flattish, I guess I should say. I mean, there's a couple of hills, but think Washougal and kind of know what you're looking at, like elevation wise, maybe a little bit taller, but Dallas is amazing. That's going to be an amazing ultra beast, and I'm looking forward to doing that one.
yeah. I think it'll be good as a team. We can all go for it. And like I said, anybody that wants to train, if you want to come, let me know dates and we can get together and do some training. So, because I'm stupid and I just go do stuff now. Like right now, I'm trying to figure out like if I want to do a full virtual trifecta this weekend or go run a marathon and then do trifecta weekend. So I don't know.
And to Lisa's point, it has one helmet for elevation game, one helmet for altitude, and 2 for terrain. So it's, by Spartans terms, it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Like what you hear? Make sure and subscribe and review us on your favorite podcast platform. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you're using YouTube, please click the little red subscribe icon, then click the little bell for notifications of future episodes. And if you could, give us a thumbs up. And we're back.
Because my goal next year is I think Vegas, I'm going to go and do competitive. I just want to test myself. So I'm going to
Nice.
competitive in Vegas because Vegas is going to be one where I'm going to be by myself. There's nobody else with me. So might as well. And then there is no Seattle in April. So Montana in May. I'm going to go and I think I'm going to do all 4 races there because, well, I'm stupid. And then Hawaii because I still owe Benton a trip to Hawaii. And then, of course, Washougal
Mm-hmm.
and maybe Seattle in October. I may not do all 3 though. I may skip Saturday because it sounds like the Rise event may be that same weekend. And so I may go down and do Rise and then come back up and do Seattle on Sunday.
That would make sense. I saw that they don't have a trail race in Seattle this year, or for next year, but I noticed that Montana now has one. So
yeah, I said all 4, so because I'm dumb.
yeah, I think I might go up and do the trail race in Montana. But definitely Washougal and Hawaii might be on the list because our trip got canceled this year as well. So I think we're gonna go do.
I can show you all the fun places.
On the trail races, you got to look a little closer because they're having night trail races on Friday nights. So Portland and Seattle and Montana all have night runs now. Or no, Seattle has a regular one. Portland and Montana are night runs.
Ooh.
Like I said, I may not do the Beast in Seattle because if I'm going to do the Ultra Beast in Dallas, that'll give me the Beast I need. And I know it's Seattle, but I mean, still, if Tammy's doing a race in Bend, I may run all the way down to Bend, do that race, and then come back for the race in Seattle. So for Sunday. So because I love the Rise events. So.
Yep. And the other thing we got to look at, guys, is we need to get out and travel. Mike and I really wanted to do War-X and Frontline, which both incorporate like battlefield style races with explosions and all sorts of cool stuff.
Boom, booms.
Yeah.
I would like to get over to the Southeast with Erica and Zach and everybody and do a race with More Heart Than Scars. I think Georgia has a Spartan race. That's one of my goals for next year is I want to get over there and race with them, especially with Erica. So that's on my list for travel. Southeast, Dallas, Montana.
They're having, and we need to work on this, July 23rd, Asheville, North Carolina, on Black Mountain, a 10K trail day and a 10K trail night run. You remember what Zach lives at the bottom of, right?
Yep.
Black Mountain. So that's one that I haven't figured out how to fit it in, but that's one that I really am planning to try to figure out how to get to, just because it'll be a great excuse to stay out at the More Heart Than Scars compound there and hang out with all the guys and gals.
Yes.
But it's also going to be their local race.
That would be awesome. That would be really awesome.
Yeah,
Then I can experience North Carolina in the summer.
that one might be a stretch for
That's
me.
not a good thing.
That is actually my birthday, and I don't know how my wife is going to feel about me traveling, being across the country for my birthday. But
Tell her. She'll figure it out when you're not there.
hey, I'm in North Carolina. You're
Tell
having
me.
kids.
She'll completely understand it. Just say it's Mike's fault. She'll know. She's
So
normal.
Lisa was asking about all the plans for 2021. We're talking about races and stuff. I think she was trying to ask us what the BeastNet's plans were.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Matt.
So, Mike and I have been discussing, and we're probably going to have a barbecue and get all the great minds that we can get together and map out the new BeastNet training grounds.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll have that up and running by spring, maybe.
Hopefully, we're looking at more of a instead of wood, because the big problem we had was a lot of the stuff that we had when we took it down to build, took it down from the old training grounds. It's not usable. It's not usable.
all broke.
So a lot of the obstacles that we had are not in condition to be redone or be put back together. So we're gonna have to rebuild them from scratch. So I think we're gonna go through and come up with a plan on how to get the most out of a smaller area. So maybe make a system that's 4 lanes or 4 lanes with maybe side lanes on the edges too. Something that's going to be a more where we can do all sorts of different stuff in a smaller area. So because we still are going to have all the lifting stuff, we're going to have the Atlas balls, we still have the tires, we have all that. So something, hanging obstacle, something like a rig, but with multiple lanes that we can put different things in.
Yeah, that's going to be the big build. I'm going to reach out to all our friends, see if anybody wants to donate anything. Anybody from OCR Strong or Platinum Rigs that we've been doing stuff with, and just see what we can get our hands on. Otherwise, Mike and I are going to become great friends with Specialty Metals and and learn to build our own.
I have a welder. Just have to go get it. I can arc weld.
Yeah. That's one of the big plans, is to get that up and running. We're going to start hosting monthly workouts, either at the BeastNet training grounds or probably do the workouts at the park, starting up at the old South Hill Community Park or something, since it's got lines and everything. I know, Mike, you got to drive like 3 miles.
No.
Ooh, 3 miles.
Yeah.
No.
Something a little more
I have to drive like 2.5.
That's your fault for living way the hell over there.
I'll have to drive 85. I mean,
yeah. But no, we're going to start the monthly workouts at the park, or monthly workouts at Mike's, or maybe we'll just go and run up and down the same stupid hill all day long until our legs fall off.
And
just
now
like
that
Montana.
Now that I finished the shed, I was able to move stuff around in the inside, the garage in the garage where I have my other gym, to make the gym more accessible there, and make it work better. So if we wanted to do inside workouts, I have spaces there. So
there you go.
Just push a Chrysler out and we got even more room.
Mm-hmm. Blow it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other things that are going on, we're trying to, we're not trying, it's going to happen next year. The BeastNet Cares 5Ks,
Yeah.
Where we're going to start doing some donations and raising money for our friends. More Heart Than Scars, Pennies for Quarters, Adventure Soccer. We kind of forgot to talk about Adventure Soccer and their mud and muck run.
Start doing more stuff with.
Oh, their mud and muck run was so much fun. That was one. I wasn't smoking when I went. Thank you. But it was a lot of fun. I haven't had that much fun running a race in a really long time. Like even Brandon chilled out and just relaxed and had fun. And it was great.
It was. We had a blast there because we went the weekend after you.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I was doing something the weekend you guys were all up there. I can't remember what. But we went the next weekend, and Teresa was there, Brandon, Jody, Dawn. I mean, and we had a blast. I mean, it was back to, it was a lot like Run 'em Up,
Yes.
where it wasn't a cookie cutter. There was random weird stuff that you never would have thought of.
Did you
And
get lost in the maze? The little net maze thing?
oh yeah, I did.
Me too.
But then it was just, you know, it was fun. It was back. It was like, it's like me and Brian talked about when we did the Run Amok last year. It was like elementary school when you're out in recess. That's the kind of fun.
Yes.
It wasn't, there was no pressure to be fast. There's no pressure to be the best. It was just, we're having fun. So
Mhm.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was a really good race. A lot of fun. And I even tried their weird jumping on the little trampoline and grabbing
tried it
onto
too.
the ladders.
I did that one repeatedly, never made it. I am not good on a trampoline. I just kind of either went straight up or straight out.
Yeah, I pretty much went straight out.
Lost my glasses. They're like, we'll find them for you. I'm like, I've done this enough times. I know whatever glasses I'm wearing when I walk out to go on a course, most likely are not coming back. So
I was gonna say, how many pairs of sunglasses have been lost and given
a
up
lot.
to obstacle
I
course
have
races?
literally right here next to my desk, there's like 6 glasses that are hanging here that all have something wrong with them. They're either like the nose pieces are broken off. There's something wrong with them, and everyone's like, "Why don't you throw them away?" I'm like, "No, those are my racing glasses. So when I go on a race, I can wear my sunglasses, and if I lose them, I don't care because they're already broken."
I've missed having the festival areas and going to the State Farm and getting my pair of sunglasses from the State Farm because I had like 12 pairs of them and now I'm down to like maybe 3.
And see, I have some weird random ones. I have like these fireball ones that I would wear that I would not lose. I do have some that have some weirdo's wedding name on them that's somewhere. So
I still
I
have,
got a couple pair of those.
honestly, I still probably have like 30 pairs of those.
I have, I think, 2 pairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all in a box in storage, and
Yeah.
they'll probably just be my race glasses.
That's usually what happens after you get married. After a while, everything just goes into storage, and
Yeah, everything goes into storage, and you just don't know what to do with it.
get used to it.
Which is why I'm building a shed now, so I don't have to pay for storage.
Don't ask for help because it's a pain in the ass, and I don't want to do another one.
Oh well, I didn't get a kit. Did you get a kit? Because
I did.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm building mine like strictly from scratch. I'm doing all of my own.
Yeah, see, if that happens, I lose fingers, toes. I mean, anytime you have to hand me a saw, bad things happen.
Yeah, that's why I do all my own cutting. So
Yeah, that's it's bad enough they gave me a hammer.
well,
Bad enough to let you use a ladder.
Yeah. You didn't see the pictures of the wonderful scaffold I was using.
No,
I sent a picture to my boss and I'm like, this is legit, right? And he's like, no.
No, OSHA would not clear this.
I was just thinking that OSHA violations.
Oh yeah.
What do they always say? Unsafe
happens at the
acts and
safety
unsafe
professional.
conditions cause accidents.
As I'm standing on a 2x4, just balancing. I'm like, what? It's fine.
It's okay if you fall. Shit will buff out, right?
If I'd fall on, everyone that was there has been taught CPR. It was from me, so they probably wouldn't be able to do it. But whatever.
I always grew up with this adage from my parents that they said, if you hit your head, you'll be all right.
That's what my parents always said.
Did we have the same parents?
Possibly. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe.
This year, what?
No, go ahead. You're all good. This year, what?
Trying to build suspense there.
Like creepy background music to help build the suspense.
Yep. I'm going to leave you waiting in anticipation.
They're pretty.
No, but this year I hope that that the listeners enjoy what they're hearing. A lot of things are going to roll out. We've got OCR Strong. We were actually the first member to join it after it was formed, and as of now, I think we're finally hitting our 13 OCR limit for round 1, and they're about to produce the first round of shirts. It's a program where we raise money and sponsor athletes to get out and do races that can't generally afford it. And it is just about getting people out to races. Mike, when he was on street team, all it was about was getting people out to races, and he'd give away codes to anybody who'd take them to get them to go on the race, take away the excuses. And that's kind of what we're doing with OCR Strong is helping people get rid of those excuses and get them healthy and out on the course.
Because isn't that how you did your first race? Didn't I just give you a code? Hey, do it.
My first Spartan, I think, was that way. My first race was a $19 Warrior Dash or whatever.
Yeah, but your first Spartan, he kept coming with these excuses, and finally I just gave him a code and said, there you go, do the damn race.
Yeah. But yeah, so through OCR Strong, we got a lot of good things going, and we should be picking up some more show sponsors here soon. And if people want to support the show, they could pick up some T-shirts or buy some masks or some other swag. That stuff, all it does is get reinvested in the show. As of right now, this is totally a not going to profit anytime soon program. So we're all just kind of doing this for free to entertain ourselves, I guess, because there's a couple listeners, right?
Make Lisa froze. Well, maybe not.
I did. My internet, it sucks. I'm back.
Okay. But no, we do this because we love doing it. And we love talking to people. We love talking to racers and race directors and pro athletes and, just the random guy on the street sometimes. Whatever it takes, it's fun. Next year when we have some live events, we've got some real cool things that are coming out. Mike and I've had all sorts of cool ideas. Some might involve showers. Who knows?
Wait, what?
What?
That was a joke, but cool.
Wait a minute. I'm highly outnumbered here. I don't know about this.
Remember, what happens on the course stays on the course.
Yeah.
Exactly.
True.
I'm getting another flashback to a movie here, a movie called Porky.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
But no, I mean,
we should ask our listeners a question, like how many movies we've quoted during this episode.
Probably a few. I'm a movie guy, so I quote a lot of movies.
Oh yeah, same here.
Yeah. There you go. First person to send a text to one of us telling us how many movies we quoted during this episode, they'll get put on my mailing list and get some free stuff.
37.
Yeah, but that's one thing a lot of people don't do is I'm an easy person. I just want people to get on there, like and share the podcast.
That was your sister. That's why I landed her.
But
God, dude. Cut this out.
all right.
Oh,
Cut this out and send it to D.
yeah, no.
So with that, we'll go ahead and break with our sponsors and end the show because we're gonna have to send that one.
Goodness, that's awesome.
That was good.
But no, I mean, if anybody out there listening wants to just get on to their favorite podcast platform, tell them how much they like us, give us a 5-star rating, thumbs up, click the icon box, subscribe, whatever you have to do to like and follow us and find out what's going on. Send me the information that you did it, and you get put on my mailing list. And some people have got cool things from my mailing list that have posted on it. I think Lisa got cool stuff.
She's a host. It doesn't count.
She's like, what don't I have? Before she was a host, she would get free stuff.
Stickers.
Oh, look at that. Stickers and
I
thank
have
you
random stuff
cards.
around here somewhere.
There's like a keychain. I got a keychain. Oh, there's buttons. Kind of excited about buttons.
I think we got a keychain.
I got a keychain. See, look, I haven't got a button. I can hold it up.
Somehow, even though Lisa's 2.5 hours away, she gets the cool stuff before Mike gets it.
I haven't quite figured that one out.
You're nicer. I'm not.
There you go.
I'm not nice.
But no, I know we all got a few things going on tonight, and we got to wrap up. I know Lisa's got a call here coming up soon.
Oh, she pushed it out for a while, so I'm not so strapped for time right now.
Oh, well, there you go.
See?
But every year we kind of get together and we do just a total crapshoot episode like this. Maybe we'll do another one soon when Kyle's finally ready to come back on the show full time. We can just sit here and make fun of him. It'll be the roast of Kyle.
Yeah, there we go. I love being roasted. Like that's
I'll have to do that at the other computer where I have the sound bites and I can play all the fun sound bites.
yes, let's do it. We'll get together over at Mike's place.
Yeah.
And you know,
Well, you know, Mike,
giant-
you've got a webcam, right?
Yeah.
And you've got a recording studio that we could put that webcam in and just get Lisa down there and all of us just do some weird stuff and stream it on the internet.
yeah.
What kind of weird stuff we talking about? Well, that just took a left turn. No, yeah, we do have a studio. I mean, there's a studio which I haven't used it a lot for the BeastNet stuff yet, just because, well, it's kind of set up for the other show. I did record the show with Elise in there, which showed an issue that I had with some of my mics, and I fixed those. But yeah, we could definitely, you know, have everyone come over and do a show. I mean, have a barbecue, have everyone record a show upstairs, maybe do some sound bites that we can do for the show, for commercials and whatever, for any sponsors, and we can record whatever in the studio.
Yeah. I'll bring
I
my,
do have a webcam that's actually set up that I can set up in there for that'll show everything. So
yeah, and I'll bring my my 4K my 4K camera, and we can hit some bonus footage or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be a blast. So we can have some fun. And
Because I know at one point we had talked about, I actually have footage from when Don and I went to, what was it, Oregon? When we did, and everybody got attacked by bees. And sadly, I didn't do that. Now, the funny thing is like where I initially set up the camera to record everybody, like the initial wave of everyone coming from the starting gate, was right where the bees were, and I had no idea. And I'm surprised I didn't get attacked, because I've just lost it. You'd have seen me running off on there, just screaming my head off. But yeah, that was initially we had talked about doing that, where we were going to do, we were going to start doing like interviews with just random racers, which actually I would really like to get back into.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would be, to me, that just, I feel like it catches and captures the essence of what OCR is all about. Especially for me, I love to just talk to random people and pick their brains. And so I think I really want to kind of get my head wrapped around that. Maybe doing a lot more video stuff to bring to the show. I think it would really help out. Plus, it would give me another hobby to do, because I love hobbies. So
I'm
maybe
hearing...
that'll get us a third person to subscribe to us on YouTube.
Hey.
So I'm hearing the whole in-person thing, BeastNet holiday special.
yeah,
There we go.
well, December 5th, we are supposed to do the Seattle Marathon, and I mean afterwards we could have a dinner or something, and I mean that is close to somebody's birthday, but we won't mention names. But so I mean we could do something.
That would work. There's nothing on my calendar right now.
Pretty Mike can come as the BeastNet Krampus.
Yes.
There you go.
And if anyone can find me the Chase Flock Krampus from Pops, that would be amazing. So it's only like $80 or $90 where I've been able to find it.
Yeah.
So
Good luck with that.
I have the Flock, but I don't have the Chase version.
Maybe hey, you know what? That'd be kind of cool too. Like, how did you get your pop made for Brandon Valentine?
I worked through a friend.
Ah, okay. I was gonna say, I think it'd be kind of cool if we had our own like personal like BeastNet ones. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be pretty cool. But I think they're about $100 a piece.
I'd put it on my shelf. I'd pay that money. I'm just that vain, I guess.
I have to reach out to someone. There's a possibility that might be. Well, where did he go? What the hell happened to that? There's a possibility that I've been talking to someone that might be something in the future. So
cool.
Well, we lost.
I think that'd be kind of cool too. Like, I've been
let's
looking
talk
into
about
like
fun stuff.
3D printer technology, and I think that'd be kind of cool to like have our own BeastNet action figures. I'm reaching here.
You're getting way ahead of yourself.
I know. I just think it's fun. Like I'm looking at all like the big picture possibilities, But no, I mean, that's definitely something for the future, but I would love to get back into the video stuff for sure.
Yeah, it's one of those things I've been talking about possibly doing. It was something that I mentioned to someone, and I haven't reached back out to him. I need to reach out and talk to him again about it. So it was something I was talking to someone about it in a while ago. So, but I do want to do something like that because I thought the Brandon Valentine one was pretty cool. That was one that was done as a present
Yeah.
for me, and it sits like
I mean,
literally when I record, when I sit in studio. If anyone takes pictures of where I sit, right above my head is the Brandon pop on the shelf.
I really like your thought, Kyle, on talking to people out on the courses, out at the festivals and stuff. Like you said, it kind of gets another perspective and gets people more involved with the podcast, with the sport. And I like that idea. I really think that's something we should start incorporating more, which I guess I have to people more.
Yeah,
And I think it's one of those things that we've talked about. We haven't been able to do it. One, I'm horrible about that. Like when I was in down in wherever I went, Bend, I was horrible about that. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't give out. I had a whole bag of stickers I forgot to hand out. I mean, I get involved in the event and I have fun and I forget that I'm supposed to do anything. So that's why Dawn's better at that because I just like I'm the guy that you tell to do something and I run into the festival, do a bunch of acid, and I'm gone. But so I just party. So I am not the one to be in charge of doing anything.
See, and yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun too to like do a lot of like pre and post race interviews. Like find a person. You find a person, you talk to them before the race, you find out what they're hoping to expect out of the race, like first timers, expect out of the race, what they want to experience through it, and then interview them afterwards and find out their thoughts and what maybe like they struggled with or what they really enjoyed about the course. I think it'd be kind of funny too, to like whenever we actually do our own course or, whenever we're out doing our own race to do, just have like a little bit of hijinks on the course, and like maybe hide in some random bush behind, after an obstacle. And when somebody, gets to the obstacle, you pop out and you scare them and you like in their face and they're like, hey, so I've thought about all these kind of things, and it's something I've always wanted.
Stalker is just hanging out in the bush. I mean,
yeah, I mean, you could. I think it also, I've really wanted to hold one of those like really long, like Bob Barker microphones for a long time. So,
oh yeah,
that's always been a goal of mine, just to hold one of those like crazy long, skinny things, and then to tell people to remember to have their pets be spayed or neutered. So, but yeah, I really do want to do the a lot like the random interviews, because I feel like a lot of the attention at OCR events, a lot of the video that you see is mostly just like highlights where you see people running by, doing obstacles, whatever. And I think the only interaction that people see with people being interviewed is mainly just with like elites. And I want to kind of bring more of a personal aspect, something that people can relate to, because not everybody's going to relate to
an elite.
Yeah, not everybody's going to relate to an elite. They're not training for this specifically, every day, every week, every month, every year. And so for you to have this like, fun, relatable experience through just randos on the course, I feel like that would garner a lot more attention and make it a lot more relatable, and maybe get more people out into OCR in general.
Oh, I totally agree with you, especially when Spartan does like their pre-race interviews and they're interviewing people that are just average and not elite. They look for those people way beforehand and take those interviews. I think you're right. Having the more raw interviews of people like before, even during the race and after, that's going to make a huge difference in reaching out and getting people to come out.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. And another idea I thought about was like the hijinks thing. It's where actually like get somebody dressed up in just like a throwaway suit, They look all super formal, but they're running next to like a runner, trying to interview them while they're running. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Or like hide somewhere in like the mud pit, or any of the mud pits, or like in the water of the dunk wall. And then when somebody gets through it, you pop out of the water and you interview them like right on the spot.
Stay classy, San Diego.
Right. It'd be so awesome.
Yeah. So we should probably wrap this up because I know I should probably eat some dinner, and then I'm supposed to do another recording for one of the other crazy things that I do here in a bit. So,
All right.
is there anything you guys want to say to the listeners before we go? I mean, besides listen, be ready.
Like, subscribe, follow us.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, follow, click, point, all that stuff.
Earn some free shit.
Yeah. Get some free stuff. I'll hopefully be making my return to the show here soon. Now that we've got a couple of, I've got a little bit more time now. Just dealing with a newborn is a lot of fun.
Thank God I never have to do that again.
Right.
Yeah. And that's always been the hard part for me is, Don and Mike, their kids are older, so they can just, be like, whatever, go have fun, go do your thing. And then, that's why it's been.
You can do that too.
The show. Well, yeah, I could, but I don't appreciate it.
Good idea.
But yeah, so hopefully I'll be making my return soon, and I'm looking at maybe getting some theme song or some theme music written for the show. That way, maybe we can have some cool stuff to intro with. So, but yeah, like, subscribe, point, click, BeastNet.
Yeah, love it. Except if you have any questions, you want to be on the show, let us know. So,
Yep.
if you have suggestions on who we should have on the show, let us know.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make a suggestion, don't suggest someone we had on the show last month.
It's happened. If you have to say it, it's probably happened.
Yeah. No, it's happened. I literally have asked before. I'm like, hey, who should we have on the show? Someone's like, oh, you should have this person. Here, listen to the show from last week. They were on.
Yeah. That's like me when I was a kid. I would listen to the radio show and like the response line, and they'd be like, that was Metallica. Next on the list, blah, blah, blah. What do you want to hear? I'd be like, I want to hear Metallica. And they're like, yeah, we just played that. Get off the air.
All right, people. It's been fun. Hopefully I'll be able to see you all in person soon.
Yes.
With all our craziness. I know, Lisa's way over there in La La Land with the fake vampires. And then, Kyle's got kids or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should definitely get together, have a barbecue, do something, and
Christmas
really
special.
Yes, Christmas special.
The BeastNet team Christmas special, Krampus.
Yep.
Krampus. Someone give me the helmet with the horns.
I'll bring the reeds. You can beat us with the reeds.
You wish, you perv.
All right, guys.
All right, we'll talk to you all soon.
Have a good
All
night.
right.
Yep. See you later.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the BeastNet podcast. If you haven't done it yet, find us on Facebook, like and share the podcast. Give us a review on iTunes or Spotify. All these things will help to expand the show in the future. Don't forget to subscribe and let us know what you think and what you'd like to hear.